Hello and welcome friends. So today I will be taking our .NET MAUI app for the Notes app from the last version of part 4, part 3, where we have actually seen this. We have seen that I have got a Note tab, Notes tab and an About tab. So we could just toggle between these two tabs. And we will be taking it further to create a actual notes page where we can write notes and we will be able to save note or delete a note. Alright, so let's switch over to our Visual Studio and start coding. So let me close this application, stop this application, and the first thing that we'll do here is to add a page for the note. So right click on the project, click on add, new item, and as you expect .NET MAUI. I will click on .NET MAUI, and as before I will click on the .NET MAUI content page XML and give it the name notepage.xaml. So this will be notepage.xaml. So I have shown you that even if you delete the extension and write note page, it will create a XAML file, a .xaml file. Now we'll need to change this standard templated page, which automatically creates the content page, which has got some namespaces, as we have already discussed in our previous versions, and with the title note page, and it has got a vertical stack layout. And what we have learned in vertical stack layout so far is that whatever the controls are, they are stacked vertically, one above the other. So we'll get rid of this label and we'll write our own markup to improve, to modify or customize the markup to our own requirement. Okay, so let me give it a spacing, say 10. You could always play with or experiment with your spacing and margin, etc. things. So 5 margin is good, I've found. And here within this, because I need to create a note page, so I need to write the notes somewhere. So for that, editor comes handy, editor control. So editor, and I'll have to give it a name, x:\name. So this is a text editor. Feel free to give it any other name that actually pleases you, like note editor, notepad, or whatever. And then there is another attribute, placeholder, and in the placeholder you can just prompt the user what you want the user to enter. So enter your note, or enter your message, whatever. And then the height, what should be a convenient height? Again, it will come by practice, and for me it is 100. Okay, so height request is 100, and then editor ends over here, end editor tab, and then you could just end it over here like that. Then it automatically takes care of the end editor tag. And next I will introduce a new control, that is grid. So grid, for grid, it has got a column definitions, and here I will write by definition, by default the grid comes up with just one column and one row. So by writing like this, column definitions equal to star comma star, I am making it a 2 column, one column and the second column, and star means that the column can expand to automatically adjust the contents. Okay, so you're not specifying any height for the column. All right, and then all I need to do is to define column spacing. There is no comma in between the two attributes. So column spacing, I can give it as 4. 4 is a suitable column spacing. So spacing between the two columns. So again, end of the grid, but I can always, I don't want the grid to end over here, so I'll have to put a few controls. So I'll put 2 buttons. So one of the button will be a save button, and another is a delete button. That is, let's put it with capital. So text save, that will be the button name or whatever is written on the button, whatever is the, how the button is labeled, that is a save. It will be written over the button. And then this clicked event is a new event handler, button clicked, or better I think save button clicked. That will actually give it a better understanding, comment wise or documentation wise. Clicked equals save button clicked, because it is a save button. All right, and then close this button. It's a better idea to close it like that, and then copy this over, or the delete button. So delete clicked equals delete button clicked, or rather new event handler, button clicked 1. Better just delete button clicked. Okay, and then here another thing that I missed, because this is the first column, this is the second column, and it has got a 0 based index. So this is, I have to give the column name as grid.column equals 1. The column number is 1. Okay, so grid dot column double quotes 1, and then text equals delete. Right, text is delete on the delete button, and clicked is going to trigger delete button clicked event, and then end grid, end vertical stack layout, and end content page. Save this and let's see the code behind file. So it doesn't give you the button clicked event correctly, so I'll have to actually correct over here. This is save button clicked, and this is delete button clicked. Okay. So because I wanted to keep this separate, there are two buttons, save button and the delete button, so I needed to differentiate them with different methods, save button clicked and delete button underscore clicked. All right, and then I think this code is pretty clear. This is a vertical stack layout, and this is the editor, which is a free text editor, and it is a multi-line text editor and is the first control inside the vertical stack layout, whereas the grid is the second control inside the vertical stack layout, which has got whatever I said, column definitions. There are 2 columns which can expand to fill its content with a column spacing of 4, and these are the event that is triggered when you click on the save button, and this is the event delete button clicked when you click the delete button. Okay, now we'll open the C# file and start writing some code. So namespace is notes, and this is a note page is a content page, and what the public constructor by default comes with, it is initialize component. So this initialize component, this default constructor, actually this it reads the XML markup, that is the node page.xml, and it reads all the controls within this markup and initializes the components. All right, and the objects are connected in their parent-child relationships, and the event handlers defined in the code are attached to events set in the XAML. Okay, so now that you understand a little more about the code behind files, you are going to add the code further. All right, so first of all, so above the node page constructor, I'll create a variable to store the file name, because what we are going to do is we are going to write the node which will be saved in a text file, and that text file I will construct the file name. So I will use path.combine, and see, you can see string path.combine parent string array of string paths. Okay, so I will get it from the file system app data directory. I'd like to write it in the app data directory, and see string path1, this is path1, this is the path2. So combine 2 strings into a path. So the first one is the path, and the second one is the file name. So let us name it notes.txt. That is the file name. And now inside this constructor, what I will do, I will write a code so that if the file with that file name exists, okay, taking this as the parameter, if that file name at that path exists, then do what? You can see text editor. I have called this text editor. Okay, so text editor, text editor's text control will be assigned all the contents that you will get with calling file.read.text. By reading all the text at that file path within that file name. File name is, this is actually the name of the file, but the complete path you will get from here. So you read all the text from that file and assign it to the text editor's text control, and then in the save button clicked, you'll write file dot write all text. First you read it and assign it to the text editor's text control or text property, and then you write all the text to that file, taking it from the text editor's text property. Alright, and delete is simple. So if that file exists, if again the same thing, if file.exists file name, passing the file name, then file.delete that file name. Call the delete method of the file system and pass in the file name. That's it. And then empty the contents of the text editor. String.empty. Save it. Now that the node page is finished, we need a way to present it to the user. Now, so I have opened the appshell.xml page, and I will change this content template with the title nodes from main page to node page. Save it. Save the message by typing my second note. Save it. Close the application. Restart the application. Any the way, whether it is through debugger or without debugger, it will come back with the loaded note, my second note. And if we delete it, close the application, restart the application, and nothing is there.